We are live here on the Black Motivation broadcast. We're here with Orion Rich of Grillz, talking about jewelry, talking about the pandemic, talking about the community. We're about to get into it, y'all. I just chop it up. So how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm blessed. I can't complain at all. How are you?
I'm great. Doing great. Thank you. And so let's get into it. Let's hop straight into this interview. So you have developed a very successful career as a jeweler, a very successful business, and developed a significant following as well behind your grill services under the moniker Rich Grillz. So tell us a little bit about how you came across the idea to market the segment of your business, Rich Grillz.
It was really an organic thing. People been calling me Rich since high school. So it was actually after Paid in Full, the character. Like I used to recite all his lines and everything. And it was just an organic thing. So when I finally decided to go on my own, because at first I was working under some other people, it seemed like the right thing to do, to go with, Rich Grillz moniker. And, Rich stands for enriching the community for also,
Hey, yeah.
Our brand is not just, we don't just work on grills, we do jewelry, but we also do like apparel. We do like accessories for the house. That's called Rich Abode. And our moniker, stay rich and don't make poor decisions.
Hey, I like it.
Yeah.
So when you initially started, did you have an idea of how big it would become? It would transform into what it is today?
I still don't have an idea of how big it will become for real. So, my goal is just to keep my foot on the pedal every day. And, just really create a better experience for people like me when they're buying jewelry. Like I've always been really big into jewelry and custom pieces and things like that. So my aim and my goal for this entire project was really to, just focus on the customer experience and the engagement that I have and the connection that I build with my clients, giving them something that they feel comfortable coming back to and shopping with, and spending, the money that people tend to spend when they're talking about jewelry, or when they talk about engagement rings, when they're talking about furniture, when they're talking about apparel. Like I want them to feel like, I want them to feel like it's love, it's family, I think that's something that's been missing in our community. Too often we have situations where people in my community make things popular, or they make things popping, or they're the reason why industries thrive, but we aren't on the production end of things. And for this, it's my opportunity to be a producer in the industry of jewelry, and I take that responsibility extremely seriously.
Yes. It is extremely serious. Customer service is so important. I worked in the customer service industry full time for a while, and I know, providing that experience for people, no matter what industry you're in, is so important. So I definitely feel, creating that family experience, like you said, that sense of community, it's very important.
1,000%. You know what I mean? I walked into plenty of establishments and I felt like they didn't want me in there. So it's like, or they kind of typecasted me from the moment I walked in there. And I don't care what you look like. I don't care where you come from. You're going to feel the family. You're going to feel the vibes when you walk into my establishment.
Yes, so true. And so exciting, that you're bringing this richness to the experience of buying jewelry. And so what are your top 3 career moments from being a jeweler?
I always tell this story, like anytime I get the opportunity to share discourse with anyone. And one of my clients, he got shot in his face. You know what I mean? So he was missing like literally probably about 8 or 9 teeth on the top and bottom of his mouth. So he came to me to like, yo, bro, like, I want to feel like, I still want to feel enriched. You know what I mean? So we created this top 12, bottom 12 set for him in 2023, and it just looked amazing. And I saw it in his eyes when he put it on, like he felt good. And my second moment is kind of a moment that it kind of reproduces itself, and that's the feeling that everybody gets leaving my establishment when they put on their set. Like I tell people all the time, we sell smiles. You know what I'm saying? So when you put that set on, you're going to smile leaving out that door. And another
Yeah.
big component of what I do is like
Mhm.
photographs we take after people receive their sets,
Oh, nice.
like, so I want to capture that. I want people to see how these people feel when they
Yeah.
put on something that I've made, something that I produce, and I want them to feel good, and I want them to tell others about it, not only the product but the experience. It always gets back to the experience with me.
Yeah. So very true. So very true. The experience is everything. And
Yeah.
so, what advice do you have to give to those who want to one day enter the jewelry business?
I don't care whether it's jewelry business or whatever
Mhm.
industry you're looking to get
Okay.
into. Don't spend too many time, like, don't spend too much time really thinking about ideas. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's better to just get straight to manifesting the ideas you
Mhm.
already have. Like if you can get into the hobby or into the exercise of manifestation, you're going to get a lot further. Left foot in front of the right foot in front of the left. Any
Yeah.
step you take is a step in the right direction. Don't worry about, trying to figure out the right way to do things, or don't worry about being counterproductive. Like, worry about activity, worry about agency,
Mhm.
worry about putting the work in. Any work you put in is going to be worth it in the long run. Just
Mhm.
do it. And also, um, enter into conversations with people outside of your comfort zone,
Hmm.
like people from different backgrounds,
Yeah.
people who might speak different languages. Like, don't let any barrier, whether it be language, whether it be religion, whether it be culture, don't let any type of barrier get in your way of building a connection with someone, because that your network going to determine your net worth. And
Yes.
it's about the idea of activating your network.
Yeah.
That's going to determine how far you go in whatever business you're trying to do.
So true. Yeah, networking is so very important because it opens doors for you that you couldn't open on your own. It creates opportunities for you. I can, I'm a testimony. You know what I mean? Networking,
Yeah,
creating relationships and building relationships, forming them is the way to go about business.
100%, 100%. Like, somebody old head told me that while I was at undergrad. He said, your network going to determine your net worth. So I never missed the opportunity to engage with someone, no matter if I think they judging me or anything, or whether I think like, oh, this person might look at me differently because of my race. I don't care. Like, I'm a commodity. I'm an asset,
Yeah.
and I carry myself in that way. Like, I'm an asset. If you get the opportunity to get to know me, I can be an asset for whatever it is you're trying to do. So long as I can be an asset to your objective, I'm somebody you should know, not in any type of bravado way, but just in a way where, like, knowing your self-worth and knowing your value and carrying that value with you when you enter the room. Like,
So true. And so we were talking a little bit about before the interview about this next question. So, how has the pandemic affected your business? Has it affected your business?
I think everybody's business has been affected in some way or another. But it was kind of like a blessing because it pushed me into a mode of adaptation. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You have to be able to adapt. Like, thing about me is I kind of moved into like a digital space
Hmm.
about 2 weeks before, like, Maryland decided to go with the stay-at-home order, and
Right.
that helped me tremendously in moving on and transitioning into the next phase.
Mhm.
And also, like, because of my network in various areas, I was able to get a lot of help with my business just
Awesome.
from understanding the different things that the local government is providing,
Mhm.
federal government is providing, and taking advantage of those opportunities.
Yeah.
We are really in like a gold rush right now, like Nipsey said,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like, and accessing those tools is going to be very important for anyone to survive, this national thing that we're going through.
Right. So, talk a little bit about that if you can.
So for me, it was just like really looking for different grants, looking for
Okay.
different things like
Mhm.
that, and also really like looking at different vehicles for marketing and
Right.
advertising my business
Mhm.
to different people. Like, I also look at the stock market and look at
Mhm.
what digital companies are really thriving right now,
Mhm.
and mirroring my advertising strategy to those companies that's booming.
Okay. Okay.
Facebook is booming right now, so I
Yeah.
aim a lot of my marketing to Facebook, and
Mm-hmm.
personal level, you know what I mean? Like really on the business level. Like
Right.
I don't really focus on like promoting myself. I focus on promoting the services I provide. It all
Right.
starts with the service. If you can promote the service you provide, people will look past any personal things or any personal viewpoints they have of you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's something I learned early on. Like,
Mhm.
long as you can provide a consistent service, it's literally then about letting people know that you're the person to go to if you want this service and if you want this service performed the right way.
Rich is dropping jewels, guys. I don't know about you, but he's dropping gems. So I hope everyone is listening in. All right. He's dropping gems on us. So, how are you excited to expand your business in the future?
Really, it's just about doing what I'm doing, but staying consistent. Like, I'm never one of those guys that feel like, oh man, I need to tell the world about what I'm doing. My theory has always been, if you can keep the same pace, if you can find your pace, it's kind of like running. If you can find your pace, you'll be able to run longer than your competition.
Right.
I'm not trying to be faster than everybody else. I'm
Mhm.
just trying to outlast everybody else. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I do.
So it's so many people popping, whether you talk about people in the South or you talk about people in New York, Los Angeles,
Mhm.
and but they've had the benefit and advantage of being fourth generation, fifth
Right.
generation jewelers. I'm a first generation jeweler, first
Right.
generation business owner, first generation college graduate. So I
Mhm.
understand that it's going to be my consistency.
Yes.
In 30 years, I'm gonna have, I'm probably gonna have been done 50,000 grills by then.
Right. Right.
There's no question of who you need to go to for a grill or jewelry or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So that's literally like my viewpoint of expansion, like
Yeah.
making sure that every engagement is a quality one.
Yes.
Like, because if people can run into different people on the streets wearing my products, I
Mhm.
want them two people to feel a connection based off of their engagement with me. And
Right.
that is what is going to push you to that next level of
Right.
relevance. You know what I mean? It's all about legacy and impression. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Your first impression is going to be your last impression, but also understanding that people are going to talk about you when you're not in the room. And
Mhm.
you want, and you want to make sure that even though you're not in the room, you want to make sure that the thing that you did while you interacted with that person is
Mhm.
going to be the context of that conversation.
Yes, so true. And you said something interesting that I want to touch on a little bit. I used to run cross country, and I remember specific race that I ran. Uh, I tried to be the fastest, but cross country is about distance. It's not about the fastest. So it came down to the end. I tried to be fast at the finish line and burnt out.
Straight up.
Straight up burnt out. So she, at the last second, extended and beat me. So it's not about how fast you go. It's about the consistency of your efforts.
Facts.
I totally agree with you on that one. It's about the consistency of your efforts.
Because you might be intimidated by somebody getting out the gate faster than you,
Mm-hmm.
or you might find yourself thinking that you're in a competition with people around you when
Yes.
you're really not. Like my brother always tell me, you're in competition with yourself. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Like, so how long can you sustain the output that you're putting out?
Yeah.
If you know that if I know I could sustain this output and I know they can't,
Mm-hmm.
I know I won already. I just got to finish my job.
Yes.
Like I got to perform my job. And
Right.
that is the philosophy I carry with me in literally everything that I do.
So, A, we're on the same page. You know what I mean? I totally feel everything that you're saying. So I can definitely relate for sure.
Consistency and direction. You know what I mean? You also have to have the goal in mind. You also have to have, like, if we're going to stick with cross country or track and stuff like that, you got to also know where the finish line is. You know what I mean? Because it's yourself and it's the finish line. It's not the people around you. It's how fast can you get to this finish line? You know what I mean? And what way can you put yourself in the best position to make that move?
Yes, very true. And so how important is it? We touched on this a little bit at the beginning, but how important is it to give back to the community and to build where you are?
I mean, your community is everything. I don't care what you're talking about. Like, the big conversation is the presidential election. You know what I mean? And people get real irritated by certain things that Donald Trump talks about. But Donald Trump is talking to his base. You know what I mean? Like, and I encourage people to talk to your base. You know what I mean? Like, talk to your base. Make sure that rhetorically you are saying things that's going to please the people you come from, and
Yes.
you're going to die with. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody else don't matter. Like, literally, that don't matter. If they're going to embrace your culture, if they're going to embrace what you stand for, they're going to be with you long as you embrace it yourself, and long as you stand by what you say yourself. You know what I mean? So the community is everything. Like I said, when we talk about Rich Grillz, we're really talking about enriching our community, and we enrich our community rhetorically, and we also enrich our community by agency. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be, I really thrive, I really aspire to be a role model for any young man or woman growing up and wanting to do anything. Like, you know, the same way that I'm inspired by like a LeBron James or anybody like that, and they're playing basketball, you know what I mean? But I can still find qualities and characteristics about them that I can apply to my own life. It's got to be the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, displaying translatable or displaying displaying certain qualities that people can apply to their own life and their own personal missions. Like, that's very, very important.
It is. It is. And so we come to a fun question. Fun question. What is your favorite style of grill and why?
Oh, straight gold. I call them butters. Like, for real. Like, the higher the carrot, the better. You know.
Yeah.
Like my this is like my favorite grill that I wear right now. It's a 22 carat 20 piece. You know what I mean? The highest possible carat you can make a grill out of.
Okay.
And, you know, just full force. Like, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
When somebody come to my shop saying they want some 22 carats, I say, okay, let's get it.
Yeah.
Like, let's get it. Like, you gonna be very happy with this. And plus, I like things that I'm all about quality. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm walking into a place or somebody is walking into a place and somebody else is walking into a place and they can have the same type of clothes on, like you can tell a quality white t-shirt from a cheap white t-shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you can.
So it's all about that quality. So quality over quantity. I never really go for all of the crazy designs and things like that. Give me my Jones straight gold, straight gold. I want to be looking like King Tut when I walk into the building.
Yes. For sure. Yes, got that King Tut grill, you know what I mean? Can't say nothing about it.
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, we have come to the end of this week's episode of the Black Motivation broadcast tonight. But what words would you like to leave our audience with on this episode of the Black Motivation broadcast?
I would leave everybody with the same thing I live by every day, and that's just stay rich and don't make poor decisions.
Yes. And I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight on this episode. It has truly been a pleasure. Y'all, he's been dropping gems.
Hey, grills and gems.
Grills and gems, both.
Good game.
All night. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. So how can we find you on social media? How can we follow and support you?
Check out our Instagram page, Rich Grillz.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, we try to drop a lot of dope content within the Grillz game, outside of the Grillz game. And like, it's really about, you know, the same thing that this platform about, which is Black motivation.
Yes. All right. Can you spell that for us? Just we know how to spell it.
Oh, RICHGRILLZ.
LLZ. All right. Well, this has been an awesome episode of the Black Motivation broadcast. Thank you so much for joining us, y'all.
Well, thanks for having me.
For sure. We are out, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.